WWE has kind of bucked their usual trend in 2024. They've been hot for the entire year. And the usual roller coaster has always been you get the big WrestleMania bump and then you go into a lull until SummerSlam. But that hasn't been the case at all. It's just been fun, joy, and love. It means as we do reach the end of the year, we can make some bold predictions. And again, remember that word, bold, B-O-L-D, not bald, as some people think I am saying. So we're gonna say some outrageous things during this video, but that's the point. Make sure you leave yours below in the comments. Number 10, Ricky Starks in NXT. And hey, maybe he even becomes the NXT Champion. Now, I don't know when WWE will refresh NXT, but it could be in 2024 when they call a bunch of people up to the main roster. And every time you do that, you need to make sure there's an influx of new faces. So if it is true that Ricky Starks' AEW contract is up soon, and he wants to come to WWE, well, smash your hands together. Now, nobody knows for sure. I want to make that very clear, and I hope Ricky Starks and AEW do what is best for them. But I will never get bored of wrestlers jumping ship, be it WWE to AEW or AEW to WWE. Keeps the whole damn thing interesting. I really don't mind Starks going through NXT either, even though some people are like, man, it's such a demotion, because the main roster is so packed right now, and also, if you do push him like crazy on the quote-unquote third brand, when he does get to the blue or red versions of WWE programming, he's just gonna be more over. That's how it works. I certainly don't see it as a bad thing. Let's say that Trick Williams does win the NXT World title back when the CW network shows begin. Imagine it is Starks that attacks him right afterwards, which is our program throughout the end of 2024. Well, look into my face, my friends. I am not going to be mad by that. Number 9, a brand new women's championship. And about time too. Now, I'm the first to admit I'm a less is more kind of a guy when it comes to the championships. Like, I'd have one world champion, I had one secondary champion, I had one tag team champion. But that ain't 2024, my friends. There's no point worrying about it. So if that is going to be the case, I think on Raw and SmackDown, we need to have a Women's Intercontinental Championship and a Women's United States Championship. That is 2 + 2 = 4. You can figure it out. Now, once again, I do have a small hope that it'll be like the Women's Tag Team Championships in the sense that we only introduce one, but at the very least, we should introduce one because the female division on WWE right now is arguably better than ever, and they should probably have another prize they can fight for. I mean, the North American Women's title in NXT has proven that this will absolutely work wonders, and mostly I'm kind of just sat around waiting for this. I mean, it's been rumored for a while. Don't think you need to wait any longer. At the very least, I would start a tournament even if you do want to pay this off in 2025. Unless you are going to do it at WrestleMania 41, but still. Better late than never, my friends. Pull the trigger. Number 8, some official draft jumps. I mean, we have official ones all of the time. I don't think WWE actually cares that much anymore. As SmackDown and Raw are about to move television stations, though, I think some superstars will follow, including Cody Rhodes heading back to Monday nights. I've got a feeling. Gunther could absolutely swap places too, and depending what we do with Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, I guess you could have some fun with that too. Although I'd imagine WWE would want Rhea on Raw. You just never know. Now, of course, the real tricky part is what do we do in April and May next year when we have the official draft? But once again, who even gives a damn? WWE only does this for ratings, and then Randy Orton will show up on Raw and go, I'm a SmackDown guy, but I want a world title shot. Let's face it, we don't care either. I just think given that we do have the big Netflix move really early in January 2025, that in 2024, you're gonna go there, and you have to go here, and everything's gonna be all caboodled again. Number 7, a PLE, kinda in December. Now, at the moment, that month is totally empty. We've got Bad Blood in October, and we've got the Survivor Series and the Saudi Arabia show in November. When you pop to December, nothing. Now, I would guess timeline-wise, WWE is doing this intentionally because it would have to be towards the end of the month. Because this new era is a lot nicer when it comes to Christmas and New Year, the wrestlers get some time off. Good. But given that there are loads of ways to get the fans pumped, what you could absolutely do is go, we're not going to have a PLE, but we are going to do, we are going to take this episode of Raw that we're going to air anyway, and damn it, it's going to have a pay-per-view type card. Now, you do have to be careful in the sense we do have this 6th of January Raw, which is going to be huge because that's the Netflix one, but why don't we push our hands together and make sure that one links into another? I mean, maybe it ties into one of those tournaments we talked about earlier for the Women's Championship, and it kind of culminates at the end of the year on Raw. And once again, you jump forward 7 days, and the winner of this is going to do it on Netflix. That way you are still getting the buzz, but you don't have to worry about it doing whatever on PLE. And look, Peacock have already paid for that anyway, or the WWE Network. And if you really feel like you have to send $50 somewhere, I'll take it. I just think the WWE is going to want to make as much noise as possible before 2025 because they will be desperate for you to remember, that's right folks, we are heading to streaming. So you absolutely want to start that parade on the USA Network before you do say goodbye. Even more so, because USA ain't gonna care. Their Raw deal was meant to be up in October and they've extended it through 2024 and they basically paid nothing for it. Also, SmackDown's on the USA Network, so you could totally make this work. Number 6, Raw pushes the envelope, and this ties in too. Now Netflix is absolutely going to be the catalyst for this brand new WWE presentation, so if you do want to go super mature and have somebody go, you're a flubbing flubster, go ahead, my friend, we don't care. Now, I don't think this is going to be totally crazy because 1, if you do swear too much, it means nothing, but also 2, WWE had a talent meeting the other day and said, listen, guys, sometimes when the camera is around you, we can still hear what you do say, so stop dropping expletives. Still, though, The Rock went absolutely crazy with this over WrestleMania season, and everything CM Punk and Drew McIntyre has done, it's been like, we are really pushing the boat out here, and I would imagine this is a tease for what's about to become. So they were just having some fun like Cyndi Lauper, and do not forget that Triple H was basically born in the Attitude Era. That's not true, but he knows the idea of there being no limits, so you don't want to wait till 2025 until you tease it again, so they're going to tease it in 2024. Once again, the USA Network ain't going to do nothing about this. So what are they going to do? Oh, we're kicking Raw off the channel? Alright, we're leaving in January anyway. Even if it just means a bit more blood on TV, I will take that. Again, I don't need it week to week. But even now, sometimes I see it, I'm like, hot damn, the emotion has intensified. Number 5, the split of the New Day. Now, I wrote this before the accusations came out against Odyssey Jones, so I can't really talk about them right now, because they're all, like I say, allegedly and rumoredly. But I will say this, if any of them are true, good. Get these people out of wrestling, there is no place for it. The thing is though, even if Odyssey has been chucked out of the door, we still have teased all this stuff with the New Day, and I can't believe we're just gonna let it die. Now I totally do believe that the New Day are one of the best groups ever, so if we do split them up and do the Kofi Kingston versus Xavier Woods feud, oh my gosh, this could be brilliant. I mean, they could have a fight at WrestleMania, and they would have earned that and then some, and then of course it can be Big E that comes back into the picture, be like, you say sorry to him, and you say sorry to him, then they all hug, and I cry. I just think this would make such a perfect picture for WrestleMania 41. And while Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston and Big E said, oh, well, we'll never split up, if you get the story right, and if you give it a bunch of time, I think we'd all be good with it, especially because, again, at the end, what happens? They reunite. So it is in the air right now, but what are bold predictions? So if this was written down on a sheet of paper, don't worry what's gonna happen with Odyssey Jones. Do it and make it damn memorable. Number 4, Goldberg wrestles again. So I actually do not think this one is going to happen, but these lists are a democracy, and other people think it will. The thing is though, there is a very obvious match out there, which is Goldberg versus Bron Breakker. Now calm down, I just mean this in a little bit of a way. You can't tell me that Bron isn't fashioned around the Bill Goldberg character a little bit. I mean, he's got that intensity. I mean, Breakker is still more of a dynamic of a performer, but let's not forget what Bill did. WCW would have died a lot sooner if he hadn't got hot. The big justification, of course, is that we do have a Saudi Arabia card in November, and the people that do put those shows on love having nostalgia acts. There aren't many around, but there is Bill Goldberg. I just don't think anything is going to happen at a WrestleMania, and as Bill does get closer to 60, if you do want to get this done, well, I understand that part, you probably want to do it in 2024. For the record too, I'm not saying that Goldberg squashes Bron, I am saying that Breakker beats him, and then for the rest of the year, he's the biggest thing on the planet. That's why I don't think it is going to happen. In no way do I think Goldberg is coming in to be totally wrecked by Bron Breakker. Number 3, Sami Zayn teams with Roman Reigns. Because why not, man? I need this in my veins. It's also all good to go right now because Roman Reigns is a good guy and he is battling the Bloodline 2.0, and as he's already learned, he is gonna need some friends. And of course that's gonna be Jimmy and Jey Uso, but they are directly tied in because they are his family, whereas Sami, well, that's just his very good friend. It also just means it's gonna hit way harder, especially because what happened at that Royal Rumble, I mean, this would be a moment for the ages. Zayn is also a character that can totally get away with this because he is that dude. If Roman does apologize and you can feel in your tum-tum he totally means it and Sam goes, oh, I forgive you, well, water will be coming out of my seeing devices. The word cinema is thrown around way too much these days, but that's exactly what this would be. And also, it's the land of pro wrestling. So sometimes if you can do something, do it. I mean, even just for the pop alone, it would be worth it. And just think how far we would have come. So look at me in the eyes, WWE. Get it done. Number 2, the return of The Rock. I mean, this one is a lock, eventually. Now, there is a chance that WWE holds this off till January 2025 because of that Netflix episode, but I don't think you need another surprise return. We've done loads of those, so at least the week before, which would be 2024, you start going, the final boss is back. We are going to get to that Cody Rhodes match eventually, and maybe we even do it at the Royal Rumble rather than WrestleMania, because the Rumble in some countries is going to be on Netflix. Now, I don't think WWE is going to do that, but you could. There's also a lot of story to tell throughout the rest of the year, because again, we do have the Bloodline Civil War on the horizon, and don't tell me the new version isn't being controlled by The Rock. I mean, that's the most obvious story in the world. It will be great too, because this heel character of The Rock is the best thing we've done in ages. I don't care if it was planned, and I don't care if it was an accident. It comes with way more depth than what we would have been doing otherwise. So yeah, before we do get into a new year, bring him back. But one, Randy Orton goes after Cody Rhodes. And who knows, maybe this creates so much chaos some fans turn on Cody. I mean, let's not forget, Randy Orton went to Germany to take on Gunther, and even there, he didn't actually get booed. Now, it's such interesting timing, because really, I think you do have to wait until after WrestleMania 41, when Cody has defeated The Rock, but that is so far away, my brain starts to think, do we at least have to start teasing this before the end of 2024? The thing is, post-Mania, you could then have Randy turn on Cody, and that can main event the first ever 2-night SummerSlam. But we're talking almost a year. Listen, even though WWE is more patient these days, not even I think they should hold off that long. You don't have to go all in with it at first, and you can just start hinting at the idea, which makes you go, no, I want Cody and Randy to be friends forever. Also, what does Randy do for the rest of the year? I don't actually know. So at the very least, you can start them having problems, and I cannot wait for this feud, because seriously, there is so much history, and if you do tell it right, I tell you, we can be talking about it for a long time to come. Now listen, I've already told you the most important thing I need is your bold prediction, and make them bold. Don't go, somebody will win the WWE title. That's super boring. And also, when you are down there, like the video, share the video, and subscribe, and bam, click that for more WWE trivia from this bald idiot. Otherwise, thank you for your time, my friends. I totally appreciate it. I will see you soon.